And if I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you yet, my name is Ashley Ray Turner, and I am the chair of IB Black Girl Gives Executive Committee.
And my name is Courtney Nunez. I'm the co-chair of IBBGives Executive Committee.
And I didn't see any of our other committee members, but if we do have any exec members, please either put in the chat your name or you could just wave hi. And if not, we will go ahead again and keep going. So, IBBG serves as a collective for Black women, femmes, and girls to actualize their full potential to authentically be through autonomy, abundance, and liberation. Today's session is focused on the 2026 IBB Gives grant application, where we will walk through what this opportunity is, who it's for, how to apply, and what support is available. Again, feel free to drop questions in the chat at any point, and we'll get to them during the Q&A at the end. I'm going to hand it over to Courtney to go over our agenda.
Okay, perfect. So here's what we'll cover today. We'll do a brief IBB Gives overview. Then we'll go over the giving circle and voting member information. We'll go through participatory grant making. We'll go through applicant criteria, and then we'll finish with the timeline and important dates.
And so, just as some background, IB Black Girl Gives, or IBB Gives, is the first of its kind giving circle and philanthropic platform in Nebraska that creates opportunities for Black women to give in meaningful and collective ways. Voting members, who are Black women and femmes who invested $150 or more in the previous year, collectively decide which projects receive funding. IBBG partners also have the opportunity to contribute to the available grant pool, and they could sponsor voting members from the community. And a giving circle is formed when individuals come together and pool their dollars, decide where to give the money and other resources such as volunteering time, and learn about their community. While there were other giving circles in the Omaha Metro prior to IBB Gives, none were specifically dedicated to investing in the lives of Black women, femmes, and girls. IBB Gives founding members recognize that philanthropy often leaves out folks who are the closest to the issues and solutions. Black women have a long legacy of giving, organizing, and creating community wealth to support Black futures, yet we're still underfunded. In 2017, less than 5% of all foundation funding for women and girls of color directly supported Black women and girls. IBB Gives is changing the landscape of philanthropy in the Omaha Metro and invites Black women, femmes, and girls to give in a way that is meaningful to us.
Okay, so what is a voting member? A voting member is someone who actively participates in the decision-making process of how IBB Gives funds are distributed. Voting members help determine which projects receive support, ensuring that resources reflect the needs and priority of our community. So, who can be a voting member? To be a voting member of IBB Gives, you must one, identify as a Black woman, femme, or girl. Two, live in Nebraska or have direct ties. This can include things like previous residency, remote work, or ongoing community connections. And then three, have contributed at least a minimum of $150 by December 31st of that giving cycle year.
IBB Gives centers participatory decision making, meaning Black women, femmes, and community members with lived experience guide how grant dollars are invested. Their insight and leadership ensure funding decisions reflect real community needs and priorities. Rather than relying on institutional philanthropic models where decisions are often made far from the communities impacted, IBB Gives intentionally move both resources and decision-making power into the hands of those most affected. This approach allows community members to lead the solutions that shape their lives, organizations, and futures.
Okay, now we'll get into the applicant criteria. So IBB Gives prioritizes funding for organizations, projects slash programs that one, promote educational equity and opportunity, two, engage girls and young women through ongoing or youth-led initiatives, three, emphasize resilience rather than deficits, and then four, acknowledge historical, demographic, and political context, and then five, operate collectively rather than competitively. We'll now get into eligible organizations or projects slash programs. So additionally, we ask that eligible organizations or projects or programs be one, organizations or programs in which at least 80% of leadership and the beneficiaries identify as underserved populations, including but not limited to Black women, femme, or girls. Two, applicants do not need to be affiliated with a 501(c)(3) nonprofit. And then three, have budgets that do not exceed $50,000. So at IBB Gives, we really encourage organizations and grassroots community projects or programs of all sizes and capacities, and they're encouraged to apply. But please note that you can only request up to $1,000. If you're unsure for whatever reason, if you're a good fit, please apply anyways, and then you can reach out to IBBG for more information.
And now we'll talk a little bit about our timeline for this grant cycle. Our applications for IBB Gives opens March 16th. Those will run until April 19th at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Our committee of voting members will then review all applications from April 20th to the 29th, and all organizations will be notified either way about our decision May 4th. And those selected to receive grant funding from IBB Gives are invited to our joint Black Fund and IBB Gives grantee reception, and that will be June 4th, 2026 from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We also have all of these dates in the grant application and on our FAQ on IBBG's website, in our newsletter, and on social media. And so that is the brief overview about IBB Gives and then our timeline. We'd love to open it up right now for questions if anyone has anything about process, about the applications, about timelines. We are here to answer any questions. And if we don't have any questions now, just know that you are able to send in any questions that might come to you after the session, or if you weren't able to make it in person or in real time, and you're watching this recording, you can reach out to Nezzie at Nezzie at ibbg.org or Kelly at Kelli at ibbg.org. And so, with that, really short and sweet, straight to the point, we thank you all so much for joining today. As you begin the application process on or after March 16th, again, please reach out if you have any questions or issues. We're happy to support you every step of the way. And any questions that we receive online, we'll make sure to, again, post on those different channels so you could see something maybe someone else had a question about.